The people of Aberney were known for the delicious palm wine they tapped from the tall palm trees. Palm wine was a sweet drink that everyone in the village loved. In Aberney, there were two famous palm wine tappers, Okoro and Adamu. Okoro was known for his honesty and the sweet, fresh palm wine he tapped. Everyone loved Okoro's palm wine because it was always the best. Adamu, on the other hand, was jealous of Okoro's success. Adamu's palm wine was often sour and bitter, and not many people wanted to buy it. Adamu's jealousy grew each day. He watched as people from far and near came to buy Okoro's palm wine. They would laugh and chat with Okoro, and he always had a smile on his face. Adamu wanted to be as successful and well-liked as Okoro, but he didn't know how to improve his palm wine. One hot afternoon, as Adamu sat under a big mango tree, he began to think of ways to get rid of Okoro. If I can make Okoro's palm wine bad, no one will buy from him, and they will come to me instead, Adamu thought. He knew this was wrong, but his jealousy clouded his judgment. Adamu came up with a wicked plan. He decided to poison Okoro's palm wine. If people drank the poisoned wine and got sick or even died, they would blame Okoro, and no one would trust him anymore. Adamu's heart raced as he thought about his plan, but he was determined to go through with it. Late one night, when the village was asleep, Adamu crept through the shadows to Okoro's palm wine grove. He carried a small bottle of poison that he had bought from a travelling merchant. Adamu found the pots where Okoro stored his freshly tapped palm wine and poured a little poison into each pot. He made sure to mix it well so that no one would suspect anything. The next morning, Okoro went to the market with his palm wine, just like he always did. He set up his stall and soon people gathered around to buy his sweet wine. Okoro was happy to see so many familiar faces. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, people began to drink the palm wine. Suddenly a woman named Mama Ejiro clutched her stomach and cried out in pain. "My stomach! My stomach!" she screamed. Others who'd drunk the wine started to feel sick too. Panic spread through the market as more and more people fell ill. The village chief, Chief Obiora, was called to the scene. He saw the people writhing in pain and immediately ordered everyone to stop drinking the palm wine. "This is a serious matter," Chief Obiora said gravely. "We must find out what happened." Word quickly spread through Aberney that Okoro's palm wine had made people sick. Some even said that a few villagers had died after drinking the wine. Okoro was devastated. He didn't understand how this could happen. His palm wine had always been good and pure. The villagers began to whisper among themselves. Could Okoro have done this on purpose? They wondered. Adamu, who was watching from a distance, felt a twisted satisfaction. His plan was working. Chief Obiora called a meeting in the village square. "Okoro," he said sternly, "you must explain why your palm wine has poisoned our people. This is a grave matter." Okoro, with tears in his eyes, fell to his knees. "I swear, Chief Obiora, I don't know how this happened. I would never harm anyone," he pleaded. But the villagers were angry and scared. They wanted someone to blame. Chief Obiora decided that an investigation was necessary. He appointed a group of elders to look into the matter. They would examine Okoro's palm wine grove and the tools he used. Okoro agreed to cooperate fully, hoping that the truth would come out. As the elders inspected Okoro's grove, they found nothing suspicious. The pots were clean and the tools were in good condition, but the poison was already in the wine that had been sold and there was no way to trace it back to Adamu. While the investigation was ongoing, Okoro was not allowed to sell any more palm wine. This made him very sad because tapping palm wine was his livelihood. His family struggled without the income, and the villagers continued to look at him with suspicion. One day, a young boy named Chidi, who admired Okoro, decided to help. Chidi was clever and observant. He noticed that Adamu had been acting strangely ever since the poisoning incident. Chidi decided to keep an eye on him. One evening, Chidi followed Adamu to the market. He watched as Adamu tried to sell his own palm wine, but few people bought it. Chidi noticed that Adamu looked nervous and kept glancing around as if he was hiding something. Chidi decided to be brave and confront Adamu. "Adamu, why do you look so nervous?" Chidi asked boldly. Adamu was startled and stammered. Nothing, Chidi. Just go home. This is not a place for children." But Chidi persisted. "I know you did something bad to Okoro's palm wine. I saw you sneaking around his grove the other night." Adamu's face turned pale. He realised that his secret was no longer safe. In a moment of panic, he ran away, leaving Chidi more convinced than ever that Adamu was guilty. Chidi ran to Chief Obiora's house and told him everything he'd seen. The chief listened carefully and decided to gather the villagers once more. In the village square, with everyone present, Chief Obiora called for Adamu. When Adamu was brought forward, he looked terrified. Chief Obiora spoke sternly. "Adamu, Chidi has seen you behaving suspiciously. Do you have anything to confess?" Adamu, knowing he could no longer hide the truth, broke down in tears. "Yes, Chief Obiora, I poisoned Okoro's palm wine. I was jealous of his success and I wanted to ruin him." The villagers gasped in shock. They couldn't believe that Adamu had done something so wicked. Chief Obiora shook his head in disappointment. "Adamu, your jealousy has caused great harm to our village. You will be punished for your actions." Adamu was banished from Abanai. He was sent away with nothing but the clothes on his back to live in the wilderness. The villagers were relieved to see him go, but the damage he had caused could not be undone. Okoro was cleared of all accusations, and the villagers apologized to him. They were grateful that the truth had come out and that the real culprit had been punished. However, the pain of the poisoned palm wine still lingered in the hearts of those who had lost loved ones. With time, the village of Abanir began to heal. Okoro resumed his palm wine tapping, and the villagers once again enjoyed his sweet, fresh wine. He was more cautious now, always checking his pots and tools carefully. Chidi became a hero in the village for his bravery and quick thinking. Okoro was grateful to him, and often took him along to learn the art of palm wine tapping. And so, the village of Abenyi returned to its peaceful ways, with the memory of the tragedy serving as a reminder to always be kind and just.